and creepy dystopia.
Law and lawbreakers.
Blowhards and liars.
Mainly, though, On the Media is about an hour. Please spend it with us.
Saturday mornings at 7 on KSJE Farmington. Wednesday morning here on KSJE, and it's time to take a trip to the Encouragement Lab. Dr. Mike Hattabaugh is standing by in the lab for us again this week. Dr. Hattabaugh, good morning.
Morning.
Thank you for being with us. And this week, you are going to help us solve most problems.
Most, yes.
Okay.
You can solve all of your problems.
Wow.
You can solve most of your problems.
Where have you been all my life? Yes, tell us.
Well, here's the deal. Start with the answer. When I deal with people that are dealing with stressful issues, I do a lot of coaching with couples and with organizations. And when I do that, they always come in, and when we're in a struggle with a problem, our world becomes very black and white. You know, it's either we think of the worst possible thing or the best possible thing, and there's not much middle ground.
Right, okay.
So that's the first reality about solving your problem. So I start with this question. If this ends well, so if your problem is solved, what will that look like, say, in 6 months? So 6 months from now, you've solved this particular issue. What will that look like?
Okay.
And you sit down and you write that out, or you think that out and go, it will look like this. This is what that outcome will look like, right?
Right.
And then once you have that outcome, then guess what? All of a sudden, the answer to your problem usually, again, most of the time, becomes pretty clear. I have to spend more time doing this. You know what, so let's take a college student, for instance. A college student is not making very good grades. You know, they've tried college, they went to class some, they studied some, and at the end of the semester, their grades came in and, oh man, did not do well.
Okay.
So how would you solve their problem? Well, we'd say study harder, or, you know, you're not taking the right classes, or you'd ask these things. Well, instead, let's say, what will that look like 6 months from now? If you solved your grade problem, what would that look like? Well, you'd have higher grades, right? You'd have more self-esteem. You'd believe that you're a good student. Well, then we backpedal from that and go, okay, in order to get that outcome, how much effort and work do we have to put in to make that happen? If that's our outcome, we've got to start by learning, what do those people that look like that look like? And all of a sudden, now we can go do some research. What do straight A students do, or say 3.5 grade point average students do to make a 3.5? And we ask that question, because that's what we want as our outcome.
Right.
And when we find out that, you know what, they don't stay out till 1 in the morning on weeknights, hanging out with their friends, and then going to bed for 3 hours and getting up for class. That's something they don't do. They go to bed at a decent time, so we do that. We find out that they spend on average an hour and a half a night studying, reading materials, looking over notes. We find out that they go to the instructor to ask questions, right? So all of a sudden now, to get the outcome that we want, what does it look like to be a 3.5 student 6 months from now? And we rewind and go, okay, what is it that they're doing that gets them to that outcome? Does that make sense?
It does. Yep, it does. So that can help.
Otherwise, in the moment of it, we're just living in the, you know, kind of the proclamations of study harder, work harder. Well, how much should I study harder? How much time, you know, what does that really look like for somebody that's successful?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want to have a great marriage 6 months from now.
Right, okay.
What do I got to do between now and then to do that? Well, my spouse wants me to take them out to dinner every Friday night. Okay, I'm going to schedule that. We're going to go out to dinner every Friday night. My spouse wants me to do more chores around the house. Okay, well, I'm going to start doing the dishes every day, and I'm going to make my bed every day. You create the action based on the outcome. What would that look like? And I'm telling you, it will change your mindset in a way that all of a sudden the actions that you have to do to get there become a lot clearer.
Interesting. How to solve most problems, and you have to start with the solution, it sounds like, right?
Yeah, and if you go, well, 6 months is too short or too long, well then whatever that looks like. You know,
Right.
if it's let's say, so here it is, it's October right now. I want to have my family to have the best Christmas ever. They've had cruddy Christmases. What will this Christmas look like if it's great? Well, you got 3 months to answer that question.
I see. Okay.
And if the answer is, big, huge lights hanging outside your house because your kids want that, you've never had that before, we'll start now going, what would it take to do that? Do I need to put a new electric transformer into my house? Well, you can't order that December 15th and have it in by Christmas. You got to get that now. So you ask those questions and rewind, and then all of a sudden you have a clear path to whatever it is your outcome that you want is, your problem is.
Right, and you've solved it, or at least have a path to solving it, right?
Exactly.
Very good.
You still have to do the work.
True, that's true, but that's some good advice, as always. Dr. Hattabaugh, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
That is Dr. Mike Hattabaugh. He is with me every Wednesday from the Encouragement Lab right here on KSJE, Farmington. Weather forecast, it's looking sunny again today, 74 for a high in Farmington on this Wednesday. Partly cloudy skies overnight tonight with a low of 36. It'll be partly sunny tomorrow with a high of 75. 46 overnight on Thursday. Then things cool off on Friday with a high of 65. 67 for a high on Saturday, only 55 for a high with partly sunny skies on Sunday, and overnight lows anywhere from 26 on Friday night to 40 on Saturday night to 28 on Sunday night overnight. Things warm up again next week with highs in the 60s. This is Visual Radio, KSJE, Farmington, New Mexico. We call it Visual Radio because we like to take you places when you're watching us live on the KSJE Facebook page or the KSJE YouTube channel. And so our place where we're taking you to today is, looks like Key West, Florida. And that is the scene from earlier this morning at Key West, where the temperature is 87 degrees. That's their high for the day after an overnight low of 80. And that is the weather in the southern tip of Florida this morning. I'm Scott Bicklin. Thanks for watching, everyone, and thanks for listening. I'll see you tomorrow morning right here on KSJE 90.9 FM, the information and cultural beacon of the Four Corners.
This is the Mental Health Minute with Dr. Ariel Leese.
Did you know we all have a unique language for feeling and showing love? Experts claim there are 5 love languages: physical touch, affirmation, quality time, service, and gift-giving. People with a gift-giving love language thrive on the thought and effort behind gestures of affectionate gifts. Gifts need not be big. Small gifts like flowers or a plate of favorite baked cookies are often the best received. Plan special ways to give the gifts. Maybe make them a surprise. Speaking your loved one's language of love is a powerful way to build emotional security and a more meaningful relationship.
For questions or more resources, text 258-1029.